I'm 23, have a stable 9-to-5 job, a loving relationship, and am on my way to owning my own home. But I feel stuck, overwhelmed, and burnt out. And if you're watching this, maybe you do too. Here's the thing. You can find a lot of other videos on YouTube that will present you with tried and tested optimizations, systems, and recommendations to improve your life. But I can't because I'm just not there yet. What I can do is take you on my strategic journey to getting unstuck and achieving my goals of financial freedom and overall increased life satisfaction by the time I'm 30, while dealing with the realities and the constraints of life that most creators overlook. I'm not going to sell you a course or an AI automation flow to make your morning emails easier. What I will do is be honest about my situation and the steps I'm putting in place to commit to achieving my dreams. As more and more people make high-level goals like financial freedom their reality, it seems less and less achievable because most of these examples are people who've followed a golden formula and done everything right. I haven't necessarily studied hard, saved frugally, and invested correctly, and I doubt you have either. But I genuinely believe it's not too late, and if you stick with me, I hope you'll find some inspiration for your own journey too. If you're anything like me, you've probably set out on a self-improvement journey before, and failed. This is generally not due to lack of ambition or willingness to change. For me, it comes from interruptions to my progress, or life just getting in the way, and a general dishonesty with myself as to what I want to achieve, or the idea that I can restart tomorrow. Acknowledging why we want to change is the first step to achieving it, and fault-finding is a meaningful exercise in this process. Personally, I struggle with the idea of articulating my weaknesses, and knowing you have them and talking about them are different and separate skills. But fault-finding isn't about looking for the holes, it's about looking for the cracks and then tracing the cracks back to a weak point that you might be able to patch up. Forming a new habit takes an average of 66 days, whereas breaking one is much more difficult. So it's easier to replace a bad habit with a good one. To fault-find, I like to ask myself, what cracks exist in my life that could cause me to trip and fall on the journey to achieving my goals? And then think about the challenges they've caused and what they might have been caused by. Financial literacy is a weak point in my life, which, understandably, if left unmanaged, could become consequential in achieving my goal of financial freedom and increased life satisfaction, and would also have flow-on effects on my future family. This has been an issue for me previously and hasn't set me up in the way that I would have liked it to. It's hard to point to a particular reason for this. We grew up relatively well off, and while we weren't handed everything on a silver platter, we were never taught how to deal with money, how to save, invest, or budget, which led to bad spending habits when I eventually had access to my own money. I also have a poor relationship with motivation and dopamine. I often find myself procrastinating, caught in a doom scroll, or lacking the conviction to just start, even though I know that it is the right decision or the one that will lead to a better outcome. And if I ever hit struggles, too often I find myself turning to sources of dopamine through junk food, impulse buying, or other unhealthy habits. This one is harder to pinpoint, but if I'm being honest with myself and with you, it's likely a behavior to fill a gap as it provides an easier, more accessible form of fulfillment. But if you've ever done something similar, you'll know that this is fleeting and often leaves you in a worse place than you started. All of this behavior and experiences compound into somewhat poor mental health outcomes. And for me, this is a diagnosis of anxiety and depression that I've battled for the last 5 years, creating significant self-doubt and self-esteem problems that impact my everyday engagement with life. Personally, I've struggled to come up with a reason behind this one, but the bottom line is, that's okay. Not every identifiable fault is something you can solve with reasoning. And if you have one of these, then the most important thing is to work out what triggers it, rather than the deep and meaningful underlying cause. But I'm not here just to fault find. I'm here to document the strategic decisions in my journey and my plan to achieving financial freedom and better overall life satisfaction by the time I'm 30. This is going to mean changing the way that I live, my spending and saving habits, improving my self-discipline and drive, and creating an environment where I am set up for success through targeted decision-making and actions. My plan is to document this so you can replicate and adapt my systems in real time. I'll share with you real facts, figures, and experiences, every success, failure, and opinion on an issue that comes to me at 3 in the morning. I do not have the privilege of inheriting success, but I do have a good baseline to work from. And if you're looking to achieve your goals, you do too, because the hardest part is acknowledging you want to change. I'm an inherently creative person, but every day that technology advances, I feel like I'm losing that. The speed you have to create to keep up with AI, other people, and infinite algorithms puts on pressure to create in a certain way and in a specific and particular style. I was inspired by other channels talking about their lives over gameplay, and so I've chosen to do the same. There will be no flashy edits or meme-driven sound effects. Rather, I'm integrating my playthrough with all of these thoughts, alongside some nice camera angles. What you'll see on this channel will be a creative project that is completely mine, and fully human. AI is taking over so many workflows, and whilst it's a useful tool, I find myself reaching for an escape from it. So I promise that everything you find here will be written and produced completely by me. It will never be generated by or touched by AI. I'm not committing to a ridiculous upload schedule, aiming to optimize content for the YouTube algorithm, or grow exponentially large, but I plan to talk about how I'm achieving my goals, optimizing my life to set myself up for success, and drill down into topics about how I'm improving my financial literacy, relationships, and more. If you're tired of the large self-improvement channels that tell you that quitting your job and making millions on internet side hustles tomorrow is a viable pathway, then this channel is for you. I will share with you real thoughts, facts, figures, and every challenge thrown my way and how I adapt to them. In the next few videos, I'll talk about how I've improved my financial literacy, strategies I've employed in my work life to stay motivated, how I split my income to successfully save, the differences between financial freedom and early retirement, and my full breakdown and plan for achieving all of this in the next 6.5 years.